Alright. Let's see. Coffee cup. Controller. Second keyboard and mouse. Even though I don't use it that much. I gotta get some levels today. What's up, Great? It's probably gonna be lots of sniffles and stuff this morning. I did have cold pizza for breakfast, which was delicious. This morning we're going to be playing the Expanse later on, so stay tuned for that. Oh shit, I need to stash a bunch of this stuff. Well. Salt. I guess 30 is the max stack for salt. Excuse me. Yeah, there's definitely, like, where we live, there's a massive, some sort of, like head cold thing going around. I think I'm gonna make a storage chest just for faction items, so I can stop losing track of these. I need a little bit more nails. Might as well put this over here with the rest. Lou says, I'm doing the Crimson Fleet line right now. Nice. Is this game like Skull and Bones? No, it is nothing like Skull and Bones. Other than it's a pirate theme, but it is nothing like Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones does not have a crafting survival element to it. This game is a crafting survival game. Skull and Bones is a ship-based combat exploration game. This is a avatar-based crafting survival sandbox. It does have some ship combat, but it is not like Skull and Bones. Okay. We probably need to go to another island. Well, the smart thing to do probably would be to go up here and explore this island. I have a boat up there? Really? What about boat I left up there? I should definitely go up there and place like a fast travel icon. And I definitely need to go over here and put like a fast travel because there's another mine over there for copper. Speaking of which, before I go, is everything in my inventory on the ship? No. Ship is nice and clean, ready to go. Definitely ready to go to another island and pick up supplies. How do I create crafting kits for the ship? I don't know how to make crafting things for the ship, or if you even can. Huh. Well, I think it's at the workbench I can make. I need 3 rope. Alright, we're going to take those, and then I got to remember, what do I need to make the actual fast travel stations? Is it just wood? Wood, that's it. I'm good. I can get wood anywhere. Alright, that'll give me a couple more fast travels up north. So we're going to, first and foremost, man, those are way over there. Let's go put a fast travel over there because I know there's a mine.
Ship's under. captain and the capstan. See the cable run down clear. Heave away and with the will, boys, for Tortuga we will steer. And we'll sing in joyful chorus in the watches of the night. And we'll sight shores of Tortuga when the grey dawn brings the light. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to dear Tortuga, rolling home, dear land to thee. Up aloft amid the rigging blows the loud exulting gale. Like a bird's white outstretched pinions spreads on high the swelling sail. And the wild waves cleft behind us seem to murmur as they flow. There are loving hearts that wait you in the land to which you go. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to dear Tortuga, rolling home, dear land to thee. Many thanks. That's enough.
Alright, we have landed. Now I should be able to place a fast travel point. What do you mean? I thought I had 50 wood on me. Ah, I left it back at them. Hold on. That can be rectified very quickly. Alright, that one's placed. I need to go up here and explore.
Ships under your hand.
Yeah, this game does have really good music. There's a raider we're gonna have to deal with. There's two of them. These are pansies. I overshot.
Enemy ships go!
We have to go through these 2 islands. Yes, but there's also something on this island we can explore. Sorry. Where's all the rum gone? What's up, Thanor? Oh, looky here, another cave. I wonder what's in this cave. I gotta find the entrance first. Treasure chest number 1. It says there's 3 in here. Not sure where the 3rd might be, unless it's a puzzle. Well, it's not behind any of those things. Huh. Oh, you know what? I bet it's in that journal I just picked up. It's probably a tree outside or something. Say there's rustling behind the wall that won't let them sleep. Alright, so there's a wall in here that I have to break down. I bet it's this one right here. Oh yeah, there's undead back here. Jesus, it's a lot. Okay. Ooh, a ding level 5. Alright, let's get out of here before those respawn. I got a new pickaxe too. I wonder... I don't quite understand that question, John Coons. Are there no rules regarding content on a live stream? What does that mean? Like, what are you referring to? There are definitely rules. Why would you ask if this compares to another game? And what game are you referring to? Crimson? What game are you asking about? But the other answer is that if you can see the gameplay in front of you because I'm streaming it, you can see exactly what it looks like and plays like.
Captain at the helm!
Well, that's not what you asked, though. You didn't ask, what are you enjoying more? You said, how does this compare to some other game? And then, now you're asking, what are you enjoying more? That's not the same question. So, let's refer to the first one. Let's get that first question out of the way. How does this compare to Crimson? Which game are you referring to? Alright, now the question is, do I want to put... I could put a fast travel here if I need to, but I'm not gonna at the moment until we figure out what it is that we need to see on this. Oh, I need to level up. Honestly, I feel like I'm pretty good. I'm gonna bump my hit points up. No, that's exactly what you need to do. You have to, use your big words that you learned in school. This is hilarious, guys. If you're not on TikTok right now, so we're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok. The interaction I'm having right now with a 5-year-old child on TikTok is hilarious. I haven't even finished my coffee yet. We're having to teach a child how to use his big words. Somehow he managed to get on TikTok and he's not yet an adult, which isn't supposed to be possible because you're supposed to have to be 18 to be able to join a live stream chat. And he can't use real English big words. He uses small words and confusing conjugation of verbs and other things together in ways that don't make complete sentences, and then gets mad that I'm not answering his question. Nah, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm actually just going to block your bitch ass, you 23-year-old man-child. See ya, bitch. Oh, I'm going to block this other dipshit, too. My bad, Buzz. See ya, bitch. 2 bitches in a row. Psh, psh. That's how much effort it takes me to ban a bitch out of my chat. Good morning, Maltos. Does this game compare to Crimson? No, wait, what I meant was, what game enjoy you more than... Why not answer question, you? Huh? Angry, impulse control. I don't like you, Mr. Streamer. I'm not even gonna do the band music. This just fucking children, man. Fucking children. Are we getting dumber as a society? It kind of feels that way some days. When you have interactions like what we just had, it definitely feels like we're getting dumber as a society. Because somehow these children are managing to get into adult society. Like, they're managing to make it to adulthood, and I have no clue how they're making it to adulthood. Because they never would have survived through the school system in my generation. And yet somehow they managed to get out into the real world. I don't know how. Oh, I got a broken musket. It says legendary. Oh, that's a new quest. Jerome says, people have always been stupid. We just see more of it because they have access to the internet. A two-handed sword. Ooh. Gray, you're not wrong, Gray. This is the world of No Child Left Behind. What's up, Amaratus? TikTok is the toxic cesspool. You know, I have a lot of good interactions on TikTok. I have a lot of good interactions on Instagram. I do also have a lot of bad interactions on those platforms with idiots as well. But I do think, believe me, YouTube is just as worse as TikTok for toxic dipshits. The difference is that I have all the filters that I can use on YouTube to make sure that those dipshits don't make it through the front door. A two-handed sword. I much prefer my rapier, thank you very much. Internet is a blessing and a curse. Yes. Yeah. The worst part about it is like that idiot has shown. You know, when someone comes in and they type something that makes no sense whatsoever, and then you ask them to type it correctly so that you can understand what they're trying to say, they get all offended, like you're the problem. It's your fault. It's like, no, if you just would have. And then he got mad. He's like, next time I'll make sure to just type the question exactly how it needs to be, Mr. Analytical. Duh! Like, that's what you should have done in the first place, rather than get all snippy about it. If I want to ask someone a question, I use my words, like I learned in school, and I type full sentences. Even if English isn't my first language, I take my time. And for anybody who says I'm being mean to those people who don't speak English as a first language, mira, yo hablo español. Mi español no es perfecto. Pero ¿sabes qué? Si me voy a preguntar a alguien una pregunta en otro idioma, en otra lengua, voy a tomar mi tiempo, voy a estudiar mejor, voy a practicar y al final me voy a preguntar mi pregunta en palabras más o menos correctas. Así la persona puede entenderme. No es difícil. Lo que pasa es mucha gente no sabe, no tienen las ¿cómo se llama? Facultades. Mucha gente no tienen cerebros. O la generación cristal, ¿no? La generación de cristal que dice, no me criticas. I was running around with my lantern. Probably not the smartest thing to do. What the fuck was that? A charging boar got me. Here, let's do this. Let's see a little better instead of burning up all my lantern oil. I did not catch the rant. Alright, thank you for reminding me. I did not realize that was a rant. I wasn't seeing that side of the screen, so when that question was asked, I didn't realize it was a rant. I will come back to that in a minute. I'm not in a safe place to answer a rant. But yes, I will answer that in a second. Give me a second. Give me a minute. I need to make sure that I get to a safe place. Because these are not safe places. That boar just came out of nowhere and got me. Alright, that diary probably has what I'm looking for. Hunt deeper in the jungle. That's fine. It's this one right here. Most valuable items will go into a cache. Oh. There are way more than 2 islands, so no, this is not the second island. I am like on, I don't know, I'm on like the 10th island or something. I am an explorer. I am going all over the place. How is my cat? He is sleeping somewhere in the house. He's doing better, thank you for asking. He had another round of antibiotics last night. He'll have another round of antibiotics this morning at about 7 o'clock. Alright, I think I can go up top and do my Renfail rant at the top of this building, and then I gotta figure out where the other treasure is, because I don't see it anywhere. So there's definitely, supposedly, another... treasure here, and I don't know where it is. So let's go up to the top here. I should be safe from animals up there. And I could properly do the Renfail rant. Hey, you can even see my ship over the trees. Alright, let me get my notebook. Do I have coffee? Ah, I have enough. Thanks, guys. It is not Frodo. It is my boy Lucas. He's got a urinary problem. And it looks like it's going to be a lifelong thing. He's got, I think we assume he has a urinary tract infection. This is stream. Oh, damn it. I closed a window down. Yeah, we're on stream number 5. Alright, so the real Commander Carnage just claimed a Renfail rant over on Twitch after this interaction we just had with those 2 idiots on TikTok. It says, are we getting dumber as a society, asking this question off the back of the TikToker that you just dealt with? I think, you know, we immediately, before I realized that was a Renfail rant, we had sort of talked about it, and Dribrum had said something there that it's not necessarily that we are getting dumber per se. Dumb people have always existed, but the internet has allowed dumb people to communicate to the masses in a way that they couldn't do before. I think that is a part of it. I do think there is also an aspect of people do not receive, I don't want to say proper education, because what's proper? There are many different ways to educate people on things like math, social skills, history. But I do feel like programs, so for those of you who, because we have an international audience, right, especially on YouTube where this will get watched after the stream. So every country has a different way of educating. But in the United States, where I tend to have quite a few of our audience members showing up in the, especially on TikTok, there is a program that was implemented. Oh, it's been a while ago now. I want to say like 20 years ago. I would need to look up when it came into play, but it's called No Child Left Behind. And it used to be that when you went into school, if you did poorly, or if you were someone who didn't learn the right way, meaning that you didn't fit in with all the way that, you know, there's a great image out there that was shared many years ago by the educator. God, he's from London. It's been so long ago I can't remember his name, but there's a great image where he shares of a bunch of kids in a classroom, and all of the kids have thought bubbles above their heads, right? And all the chat bubbles are like the shape of, they're like a shape, right? And the teacher is going around with a pair of scissors and cutting all of those shapes into squares, I believe. Anyway, the point of that image is that it's showing that the education system teaches everybody that you have to fit into a specific mold. And so the teacher is going through the classroom and she is taking all of the individuality away from the children and putting them through the machine that is the education system. Now, for better or for worse, the education system does a lot of good. It can also create mindless drones, which George Carlin has a lot of great comedy bits over the years on the drones, who are just, you know, plugged into the matrix and they don't know anything. But the education system also, regardless of where you're at, the education system is a good thing because it teaches people basic functionality within civilized society. However, sometimes people don't learn things the same way as other people. And sometimes it's because they have developmental problems, arrested development as an example. Other times it's because they are rebellious. Other times it's because they just think differently. Um, I am one of those individuals who never dealt well with authority. I am not a person who, as we saw from that interaction a minute ago, the guy asked a question in TikTok, and I said, could you please rephrase the question using your words and actually, because he asked a question, but he was like, you like this more than this, and it's like, what are you trying to ask? Like, you need to use full words, use full sentences, and ask the question. He got all mad. He's like, well, the next time, Mr. Analytical Brain, I'll ask the question using full words. And I'm like, yes, you should have done that from the beginning. Use your big words. My brain is an analytical brain. So when someone presents me with something, I look at it and I go, why? Why? Why are you asking it that way? Why are you telling me that way? Tell me the why of how this works. If you're telling me that something works this way, I need to know the why. I'm not just going to take it at face value because you told me that that's the way it is and that's the way it needs to be. I need to know why it is that way. Is it that way because we went through 100 variations and that became the way that was the safest? Did we get to that way of doing things because it was the most efficient way of doing things? Did we get that way because we haven't tried other ways? Like, I like to know the why, and you're not supposed to ask why a lot when you're going through school. So there's a lot of reasons why in a classic traditional classroom setting you had kids that didn't necessarily fit the mold. So Lou says it was 26 years ago. Wow, it's longer than I thought. So No Child Left Behind was introduced into the U.S. school system. And this was a program that said we're no longer allowed to hold children back. Because what used to happen is if someone was struggling in a classroom setting, they would have to go to summer school or they would get held back. So they would go through third grade. Everyone would get to the end of third grade. All of the kids would go on to fourth grade, but these 2 or 3 kids wouldn't be able to go. They would have to stay behind and repeat third grade again because they didn't figure it out. Something was wrong and they couldn't master the technical skills of learning how to make words into sentences and how to do 2 + 2 = 4. They couldn't figure out what it takes to go from level 3 to level 4. And so they got held behind. So that was decided. It was decided that that was no longer an acceptable way of doing things because it made kids feel stupid. And it made parents upset that their kids were being told that they were stupid. And we didn't want to offend those kids because, oh my goodness. So No Child Left Behind got introduced. And that's the beginning of what we call the snowflake generation. The entitlement generation. The I'm going to get a first place trophy because I participated, not because I put in the time to work and earn. Now, there are pros and cons to this system. I'm not against it entirely, but it does create a scenario where some people manage to get through the system without actually having learned anything useful because they were never told that they were too dumb or they weren't learning something the right way. They never figured out that they weren't quite doing things the right way for whatever the reasons were. Whether it's because they were too dumb or it's because they weren't learning in that way. A good example of this is when I was in high school, I think it was my freshman year, I was in algebra class and I could not grasp algebra. I couldn't understand the equations. And I thought it was me. I thought I was stupid. And I was just like one of the only kids in class that could just not wrap my head around equations. And I ended up, first time ever, straight A student, my whole up until that point. And all of a sudden I'm getting like a D in this math class. And I'm, for the first time ever, not able to understand something. And it was a very frustrating feeling. The next year, I take a geometry class with a different teacher. And this geometry teacher, she explained the equations in a way that I understood. And suddenly I went from having a D in that math, and suddenly I was understanding the equations. And I was suddenly the #1 student in that classroom setting, doing all the extra credit things and everything because I understood the math because she explained it to me in a way that I got. Sometimes the teacher is the problem not the student. And this is an issue at play here. So it's not always just because it's a dumb kid. Sometimes it's because the teacher's the dumb one. And the teacher's not understanding that this kid needs a slightly different way of explanation to help them understand how to get through the class. And I'm using the word dumb in an offensive way right now for the purpose of this video, because we are talking about, are we getting dumber as a society, was the question being asked. And yes, dumb, when you tell a kid that they're dumb, or you tell a parent that their kid is dumb, it's offensive, but it's the reality. Like, that's what this is. It's a Renfail rant. So, when we moved to a No Child Left Behind system, which again, pros and cons, as Ninktu said, critical thinking is no longer used anymore. We eliminated the need for critical thinking because now we have people like that 23-year-old who was just interacting with us in chat who managed somehow to get through the school system and make it to adulthood as a 23-year-old adult and not know how to string words together into a complete sentence. The reason is because they were never required to apply themselves. They were always just able to get by with just the bare minimum and still manage to graduate high school and get into the real world. Now, in a Darwinian society, survival of the fittest, if we were still living in caves and hunting for our food, those were the people who would not make it, because they would not learn the skills required for survival in that day and age. So, Gray says, technically there was a study done. The outcome is that we are dumber as a society than our ancestors. I don't know that I would need to see that study, Gray, because there is... I can look at that and say, hang on a minute, though, because our ancestors couldn't do complex math. Our ancestors couldn't put a man on the moon. Our ancestors couldn't build skyscrapers, right? Our ancestors didn't have an understanding of math and science that we do today. So I would need to see that study. Like, are we dumber than our ancestors? I don't know that that's necessarily... I think there might be a way of wording that. I think that something we have lost along the way in the last... I would argue with the advent of the internet. The internet is an amazing tool. We've talked about this in other videos. But a tool can still be dangerous in the hands of an idiot. A hammer is an amazing thing, which we've used for centuries. Millennium, a hammer has been used for things as simple as smashing open a seashell to get food out of it, and being used to construct living structures and buildings. And the problem is that when you put a hammer in the hands of an idiot, that hammer is no longer a useful tool. It can be a destructive thing, which can be used to wreak havoc and destroy buildings and etc. Because of the internet, I'll give you a good example of this. The children of today... so my wife and I were talking about this just last week, and I think we mentioned this on a stream the other day. She and I were talking, because I don't know if you guys were here. It was like a week ago. We were talking about the Dewey Decimal System and how my generation grew up without the internet. I think we were the last generation to not have internet in school. And so we grew up with no internet in the classroom. And so we had to use what's called the Dewey Decimal System. And that meant that if we wanted to look something up, our teacher would give us an assignment in class, right? And she would say something like, "That's aliens, John Coons." Our teacher would tell us we need to write a report on slavery in the United States. And she would send us to the library. And in the library, we would have to go look up a bunch of books using the Dewey Decimal System. We would open up this filing cabinet, and in that filing cabinet we would alphabetically search for these books, and then we would find those books on the shelves. We'd take those books off the shelves, we would read the book, research the section, we would write about it in our own words, and then we would cite our sources. We were taught journalism in high school. how to cite your sources, and how to find and research those things. Nowadays, no one does that. Kids of today go straight to ChatGPT or Sora or whatever and use AI to tell them what the thing is. They don't ever do any of the investigation along the way. So they've skipped this important aspect of the investigation process, the investigative process, which teaches your brain how to dig in. It's critical thinking. You're digging in. You're learning how to do this thing. You're learning how to do this thing. You're learning how to do this thing to get to this thing. And if you never teach the brain how to do that, if the brain never learns how to do that, that is a dumber person. That person is a dumber individual because they never learned how to do critical thinking. So their brain has never fully developed. So it's kind of like if you look at a really skinny person who has never gone to the gym and worked out, and they're just like a little skeleton, and they have no muscles on their bone, and they can't lift. You know, if they have a hard time even putting on their own shoes and tying their shoes because they've never done anything, because they have muscular atrophy as an example. Not because of a disease, but because they've never worked out. And then you go look at someone who is a normal human being who has normal bone mass and muscle mass, and then you go on to see someone who goes to the gym every single day, and that person has lots of muscles and can lift heavy things. That's the exact same thing we're talking about here, only it's with the brain. If you never teach the brain how to do anything, the brain is just a floppy, wet mass of noodles that lacks any ability to do anything. So, are we dumber as a society? I don't know that we're necessarily... Because, again, you can be a super smart person using the tools at your disposal. But we have certainly lost an aspect of the critical thinking along the way. And if you lose that part of humanity, that does make me terrified for the future. Because I don't know if it's, you can watch the movie Idiocracy. Also, wasn't it WALL-E? The movie WALL-E, where everyone is just a big fat blob rolling around in like hover chairs. You know what I mean? Like you lose something of yourself when you no longer use your brain to get through and to do better things and to move yourself forward, to move society forward. So I think, yes, ultimately society is dumber, although we have better tools that allow us to do advancements more quickly. Oh, this is the perfect example. We have somebody in our YouTube chat right now. This is the perfect example. Echo_Z7. Bro talks too much. Nothing about the game. We're waiting for him to play. And he doesn't even use... Did you see how he didn't even use full English? He said waiting for him to play, and he used the number 2 instead of typing the word TWO. That is the sign of arrested development. That is the sign of someone whose brain is a wet, sloppy mass of noodles and has never learned how to properly write words. That is exactly what we're talking about there. That's No Child Left Behind right there. That in chat is the perfect example of someone who didn't make it through school with all their faculties intact. Gray says, welcome to a stream where the streamer connects with his audience. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Correct. I had someone on Twitch, Real Commander Carnage, who claimed a Renfail rant for 5,000 channel points, which means they've watched me long enough to accumulate 5,000 points, which means they get to redeem those points. And for 10 to 15, sometimes 30 minutes, I will specifically and exclusively answer that person's question because they earned the time. They earned the right to hear me talk about the question that they asked. That's called a streamer interacting with their audience. So, and then he says, LMAU, you with the letter U don't deserve my grammar. That, again, my friends, is the perfect example. And then we have another idiot coming out of the woodwork who says, "Who are you and what have you done in life to be given advice like this, though? You're speaking with no experience." Oh, sweetheart. You think I'm speaking with no experience? You must not know who I am. It's okay. If it's your first time tuning in, I'll forgive you for not knowing who I am. Google is over there. You can Google me. You can Google my name. I have a very, very, very wide and deep resume of doing things that you'll never achieve because you've never gotten out of your mom's basement. So take your time. I know it's going to be a lot of big words. It's going to be challenging you for research and dig up, but go forth, take your time. You've got all the time you need because you're no longer going to be welcome in my chat. But anybody who wants to research my accomplishments and who I am as a public figure can go Google me and why I have the authority to speak on such subjects. And now we're going to ban a couple of bitches. We're banning Echo_2Z or whatever his name was. That person's banned. And now we're going to ban this other bitch, Tumeke Tekwa. You're a video game player, bud. Oh no, I'm way more than a video game player, honey. I'm not even going to give you the courtesy of running down my resume because you're not worth my time. You've been banned from my chat. Should we play the band music, everybody? Should we end this Renfail rant with a little bit of band music? Yeah, Lou. Tumeke would actually have to do research, and since he's one of those children who was never left behind, he doesn't know how to use the Dewey Decimal System, let alone do any sort of due diligence. That would require research. ChatGPT, who is Renfail? Help me, ChatGPT. Band hammer strikes, tears like rain, justice served. That was the perfect example of that whole 20-minute rant in full, my friends. What's up, Natty Dread? Resubbing over on Twitch for 3 months in a row. Maltos says some people don't appreciate a Renfail rant. Drower over on Twitch says the game is just a bonus. Thank you, guys. That, by the way, guys, those interactions were the perfect example of what we're talking about. Those people felt compelled to say something because they felt like they were being personally targeted because they realized that they're the low sticks on the totem pole. Right? They're way down there, struggling to figure out what do words mean? Help! Words hard! You only play video games. Shut up! That's like when people tell actors, stop talking about other subjects. Just shut up and act. You do realize that some people have diverse backgrounds where they've done lots of things, which gives them expertise on many different subject matters, right? Nuh-uh. You only play video games. You stupid streamer. Heh. And yes, my friends, based on those interactions, we are definitely getting dumber as a society. I would say I definitely feel dumber after those interactions. Remember, kids, stupidity is contagious. You are who you surround yourself with, and if you don't want to become stupid, get rid of those fuckers. Ban them from your chat. Get away from them. Run as far as you can, as fast as you can, away from stupid people. Because stupidity is extremely contagious. The next thing you know, you're believing in a flat earth and you think that the moon landings were faked. You suck down everything Joe Rogan says with a straw. Don't get me wrong, I like Joe Rogan. I used to love his podcast a lot, but sometimes you have people who just are like, oh, Joe Rogan said it was real. My MAGA hat tells me. Wait, I'm not supposed to say that. That gets me in trouble, but crossing the political line. I'm not supposed to talk politics on my chat. My bad. Yes, the lack of critical thinking is why there's such a divide. Honestly, Ningtu, because we honestly have people out there right now who think that science isn't real. We literally have people who think that science isn't real. They think that science is fake. It's sad. It's very sad. Technically, we do have a video, Lou. Well, I guess it's not a video. It's just the image with the text. But I don't use it anymore because I'm running 2 different programs for YouTube and Twitch. So, since I want Twitch to be able to hear the music, I just don't play the video. But I can trigger it for you guys who are on Twitch. Here, this is what we have.
Strong hand, fist of iron, judgment falls. Hearts are dying, banhammer strikes. Tears like rain, justice served. Feel their pain.
Not really the same thing as video, but it's close. Ghost says, I have a friend who thinks dinosaurs aren't real and all the bones are fake. Yeah. Lou says, they only tell that to the actors who disagree with their worldview. You're not wrong. Yeah. Because the actors who share their worldview, they share all their stuff out on social media. Alright, guys. That parched my throat. So I'm gonna go get some more coffee. All right. I got sidetracked because Chris is up and so is my granny, so I had to get hugs and everything. My wife is super sick, guys. She's complaining that she literally just told me, she's like, I've never been sick like this in my life. It's her third day. She does say it's less today. She said last night was one of the worst nights of her life. But she said, thankfully, she says, I think my throat is feeling better this morning. But she got hit hard and heavy with like a cold. I'm fighting it all. Like I've been hovering for like 5 days. Like her whole family and the grandniece, they've all been sick for like 2 weeks. And Chris finally got it. And it's like a head cold. Like, but goes from the head and can end up in the chest. But it's not like the flu. So she's got sore throat. It started off with a sore throat. Today is Wednesday, so it would have been, I think, Sunday. Sunday afternoon she had a sore throat. Sore throat all Sunday night, all Monday night, all Tuesday night, which was last night. So she couldn't sleep Sunday night for sore throat, really bad. Sore throat all day Monday night. Sore throat all day yesterday. All night last night. She can't breathe through her nose, and she's coughing. But no fever. Right. She never gets sick. So she's literally we were just outside. That's what she was telling me. She's like, I've never been sick like this my whole life. And she literally said, so she has, we've talked about this on the channel on YouTube. She has a myoma. It's a middle-aged woman. Women can have it. My mom and both of her sisters have had them. They get a hysterectomy, and you get your ovaries and everything gets taken out. And so she's been in the process of getting all of her pre-surgery prep exams done over the past couple of months. But she has this mass. And she's wondering if that's robbing her of her normal immunities, because she's like, I've never gotten sick like this. And I wonder if it's because I have this thing growing inside of me that's taking my body's defenses. And I'm like, that is legit. I mean, I don't know that that's definitely the case, but that sounds like science to me. We've been together 16 years. I've only ever seen her sick. I think I've seen her with a cold like twice, and it's always like 2 days and she's fine. Whereas I get sick like she is right now. I get like that almost every year. I have like 2-3 days of a sore throat, and I'm just like, bleh! And she never has had anything like that. She's in her mid-40s. Her whole life she's never gotten sick like this, so she's extremely upset right now. She's like, this sucks. She's like, my back hurts, my myoma hurts, my throat hurts, I can't breathe, I can't sleep. So today our grandniece is not going to school because she is also coughing, and she's been coughing for like 2 weeks. And they both just asked me, how are you not sick? And I'm like, don't talk to me like that, because so far, knock on wood, I have fended it off. But I have been low-key, like, super stuffy, and like, like, I have congestion for like 4 days now. And I've been like taking lots of vitamins, eating lots of fruit, getting lots of sun, and, you know, taking extra vitamin C and everything else, because I'm like, if I can push it off, we'll see how it goes. Knock on wood. But the whole house is down, man. And her whole family. So, it's a legit thing. You're not going to find the band music on Spotify, because that is not that is something Bubbleonia made for me from scratch. So there's actually a full track. Bubbleonia made me a full track like about a year and a half ago, and I clipped that portion for the band music, because about a year and a half ago we had the thing about use your strong hand. If you've ever seen, what is it, Scary Movie, I think, with the shriveled up hand. Gotta hit him with the strong hand when we banned people from our chat. So that led to the Banhammer song. But yes, Bubbleonia does have actual music. Does Bubble still produce music, Lou, or just back in the past? But yeah, that was a Bubbles created music with AI. Bubbles created that with some AI tools. So you're not going to find that on Spotify or anywhere like that. Respawn says been really sick a couple weeks ago. Hope she gets better soon. Yeah, I mean, like I said, she's never been sick her whole life, and we're both just, I mean, it's more than likely it is because she's got this other thing going on that's robbing her immunity. So hopefully she gets better soon, because it sucks to see your loved one not feeling good. But I will say the good thing is no fever, and I've been like hyper nervous about strep throat and stuff, so I was like, no spots on your throat, nothing like that. She's like, no. I was like, no fever? Nope. And nothing respiratory. So she doesn't have anything in her respiratory tract at the moment. It's all just throat and head. So nothing down in the chest yet. So as long as there's, nothing in the chest, and there's no infection provoking a fever, then it's not necessarily anything that's super stressed about at the moment. Yes, this game is currently only available on Steam. Oh, there it is. It is an early access game that launched, like a week ago. Only available on Steam. It will hopefully, theoretically, potentially, eventually come to platforms like PS5 and Xbox. But as of right now, it is only available on Steam. Yep, we are just a few days away from Diablo 4 DLC, which we will be playing. I already leveled my paladin up through the content. I probably need to do a little bit more with my paladin to get him ready. We'll see. Maybe the day before or a couple of days before, I might hop back on my paladin and do some more stuff. But I'm probably just going to create a warlock from scratch to do the DLC, if I can. Oh, there's a mine here. We're definitely going to want to put a fast travel on this island. Probably going to put the fast travel right here. I need more wood. I've already been streaming a lot of Diablo 4. We just haven't in a couple of weeks, but I leveled up a paladin. I pre-ordered the DLC like, I don't know, a couple months ago and leveled up a paladin over the course of like 3 or 4 weeks. We were playing a lot of Diablo 4. There's a playlist on YouTube with the current character that I've been playing, which is the paladin. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, here in a little bit, what time is it? I think in about 2 hours from now, let me double check the Discord, we are going to be playing the beta for Owlcat's, yeah, in 2 hours, almost exactly 2 hours from now, just under 2 hours. Owlcat Games sent me over a key to the beta test for the Expanse, Osiris Reborn. I also have a video already pre-recorded that is going to be coming out in just about 2 hours, which is my first impressions on the game. So what we're going to be doing this morning, knock on wood, assuming I don't come down with the sickness that's going through our house, my plan is we're going to play all the way up until about 10 minutes before. And then I'm going to wrap up this stream. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go publish the video, which is my first impressions of the Expanse of Osiris Reborn, and then we're going to come back with a second stream playing the Expanse of Osiris Reborn beta this morning, courtesy of Owlcat Games. This is I think the third time we've worked with them. So normally I stream, take a break, come back in the afternoon, and do a second stream in the afternoon. Today we're going to roll right into the second stream immediately after this. No, I'm absolutely streaming at DSM. It's not secret. The video I recorded that's ready to go is secret until I can publish it, because we have an embargo that we're not allowed to break. So we have to wait for the embargo to go down. Once the embargo goes down, which is at 8 a.m. this morning, I will be able to publish my videos and stream the game. So we will be streaming alongside with them, assuming a bunch of other people are going to be streaming it as well, because they have quite a few content creators in their Discord group. So shout out to Valeria and the Owlcats team for bringing me on board for that. But that's in about 2 hours, everybody. So today the schedule is going to be a little bit different, because we're going to go straight into a second stream for the morning. I may not do an afternoon stream today, because we're going to be doing 2 back-to-back streams. It's going to depend on how I feel this afternoon, because normally I take a nap and then come back in the early afternoon. I am not taking a nap today. We are rolling straight into a second stream. And somebody had asked me yesterday if I was going to be live streaming the reveal for Black Flag Resynced, which I thought was happening today during the other stream, but I think it's happening tomorrow, actually. So I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I'm going to need to worry about crossover. No, DSM, the beta it's not public in that sense. It's not something but if you have pre-ordered the game at any of the tiers, I believe the Miller tier and the other, there's 2 tiers that if you have pre-ordered the Expanse game at those tiers, you can go play the beta. But you have to have pre-ordered the game. It's not something that just anybody can jump into. Oh, that's going to be tricky to get onto. It says there's 3 chests around here. God, I wish there was mantling in this game. That would be a request. Put mantling in your game, please. What's up, Lee Beeden? Good morning. Alright, where's that corpse at? Oh, I got a new hat. Oh no, that hat was part of the quest, I'm guessing. Pirates finally caught up with us. It must have taken me for dead. If anyone finds these notes, tell Henry that ... I did get a hat, but it's part of the quests. And somehow I have to make that jump. And there's no mantling in this game, so... Alright, I believe we have cleared this island and my inventory is full. So let's get back to my fast travel point and boogie out back to our base, where we can drop off all our goodies. And I got a pistol again, which is way better than that, because I can use this at the same time as my musket. Or my rapier. My musket, Jesus. I prefer the pistol. Where are you at? Grapple on the ship? No. Doing good, Ripping. Oh, wait till you see the gameplay, John Coons. I think a lot of people are going to be blown away because Owlcat has previously only ever done top-down, turn-based CRPGs, right? Pathfinder Kingmaker, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Rogue Trader. They're currently working on Dark Heresy, which is the follow-up to Rogue Trader, and they do those games exceptionally well. And this is their first time doing an over-the-shoulder action game. And having played a little bit of it, I've tried not to play too much of the beta because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So I was just kind of like, you know, I did a little bit, made my video, and then I'm waiting to. I was waiting to play it live with everybody. It is very good. Just from what I've seen so far, it's very good. It's definitely you can. You know, it's an Owlcat game through and through, but it's the first game they've ever done that's A, fully voiced, and B, it's not a top-down CRPG. So, I don't want to spoil anything. I gotta wait. But it is. Let me just put it this way: if you've ever played like Mass Effect, it has some of that vibe going on. But also, like, if you played recently, like Dragon Age Veilguard, like, there's some of that going on with combat, and it's cool. It's cool. It is still beta, so it needs, you know, it has some, you know, it's got more polish, but they're not releasing it until next year, so we've got quite a ways to go. Based on what I've seen so far, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't. I can't say too much because I have a video coming out here in a bit. So we're going to save all that stuff for the video that's coming out here in a little bit. The show is really, really good. The game is set between seasons 2 and 3 of the show. Alright, I'm going to take that. I'm going to put none of this in here. I'm going to break down these items. Prawns? Prawns are shrimp. So like shrimp balls. Not actual testicles of shrimp, but just shrimp balls. Balls made of shrimp. They usually have like, don't they have like cream cheese? I forget, it's been a while. Oh, by the way, guys, has there been any screen tearing today? I think I figured out the screen tearing thing. So what I was doing, I never knew that this, I never had to worry about it. It's only ever been with like early access games that aren't optimized. So that's that thing. I'm fighting off their stuff. What I always did with my gaming laptop is I just always duplicated the monitor. So when it goes through the stream box, I'm just duplicating what you see over there. And apparently, that when there's games that haven't been optimized, that can cause screen tearing. So I was reading online right now, and someone was like, well, extend the monitor instead of duplicating the monitor. So that's what I did this morning. I extended the monitor instead of duplicating the monitor, and it's a slightly way of doing things. Instead of duplicating the monitor and running it through the HDMI cable to the stream box to the capture card, I got rid of the duplication, extended the monitor to and the screen tearing's gone is what I'm getting at. That was a relatively quick fix once I sat down and actually researched how to do it. I don't use my gaming PC that much because I mostly play on consoles, and I never have to worry about it because I just run everything through the capture card, and you don't get screen tearing when you're playing consoles. But it's just a frame rate thing. It's the capture card is different than the other thing is different than the other thing, and when you're running 3 different layers of things, it can cause screen tearing. So it seems to have gotten rid of it by extending the display to the second monitor as opposed to duplicating it. I haven't seen any screen tearing this morning is what I'm getting at, so I think it worked. Learn something new every day. I would like to take everything to level 3, so let's... I might have enough to take everything to level 4. I do, but I need to create some more cloth. We're already at level 4. Here, let me... Oh, I need a level 2 station. How do I build a level 2 station? I cannot. I don't have whatever is the next thing yet for the weapon table or the armor table. Alright. Is this my base? Well, I'm not putting a ton of time into building this, Lee Beeden, but this is the starter island. This is where I started. So I have a basic structure that we've built, and this is sort of like my, yeah, it's my base. But I'm not putting a ton of time into building a structure at the moment because I've been worried about leveling up, and now I'm starting to get faction. Yesterday, I bought my first building set yesterday, which is the wood and timber building set, which gave me a bunch of these stone and timber building pieces. And there's like 6 or 7 parts to that building set that I would need to buy, but I have to level up my faction and I have to kill a bunch of other ships and pirates to get the coins together necessary to purchase the additional pieces. And there's lots of different building sets from lots of different faction vendors, so there's many different building styles that you can unlock in this game. So I have not started to build any sort of mega structures yet because it would take, I'm estimating 100 to 150 hours of gameplay to get to the point where I would be able to have access to all of the building sets to be able to build a really cool... I'm sure I could build something really cool right now just with the building materials that I have, but I have not unlocked all of the bits and pieces for even this first starter set. Let me back that up a second. Everybody gets access to a starter set, but then there are additional sets that you can buy. I have purchased one piece of an additional set called the Stone and Timber set. I would like to get the rest of the pieces of the Stone and Timber set to then create a Stone and Timber build. But in order to do that, I have to go out there and get faction and sell things, etc., to get the pieces that I would need. There are other sets. There's a clay and marble. There's a clay set. There's a marble set. There's a mahogany set. There's different sets from different factions. I don't rate games out of 1 to 10, so you're not going to get that answer from me. I can tell you that I've already published my initial early thoughts, first impressions on this game a few days ago, and I will be doing an initial review after 20 hours, which I think we're crossing. It won't be today, but sometime in the next few days I will be crossing the 20 hours played mark, and I will drop an initial review on YouTube. What I can say very quickly is that this is one of the most polished early accesses I've ever played, with the most amount of content out of many early accesses I've played. I would put this up there with like what Valheim and Enshrouded had when they started. Like Valheim and Enshrouded were extremely well polished, extremely robust early accesses when they launched. This is also in that same flow. 150 hours of content out of the gate for 25 bucks. Holy shit. Like, you're not going to find that very often. It's extremely robust for what they have available. It doesn't break the wheel. It's not trying to do anything super unique. It's just a really cool crafting survival game. I have no idea if progress will be wiped when the game drops in 1.0. No idea. No clue. Also, don't care, but yeah, I have no clue. I know with Enshrouded, they're going to be carrying it on, so all of your progress will carry into the live game, but I have no idea how these guys are doing it. I do know they've sold more than 1 million copies out of the gate, which is very impressive. You can adjust the difficulty of this game to suit whatever combat you want. So if you want it to be hardcore Souls-like, you can have that experience. I do not want that experience, so I have everything turned down to easy mode. I need to refill my lantern. Okay, we are actually going to go down and do some selling here real quick. Okay, let's go to Tortuga first. Yep, there is dodging, blocking, parrying, all that shit. Again, go watch the First Impressions Early Access, Early Thoughts video for more
Sailing
information.
here on sea turtles, did you now?
Tell me some good news. How many of Blackbeard's ships have you sunk?
I've sunken a few, sir. Alright. You are welcome, meme. Yeah, we had quite a few people asking last night about the Astra, and I was like, well, shit, I can do an Astra video, like, right now. Like, I had no idea that there was a bunch of people who didn't know how Astra worked, so that was an easy
Don't
video
ask
to make.
unnecessary questions. The less you know, the longer you live.
Yeah, also DSM, as DSM said, I just posted a video yesterday on the difficulty sliders and all that stuff. Because someone asked, doesn't this game have Souls-like combat? And I was like, it can, if you want it to have Souls-like combat. It also can
I'll
be
make it disappear.
super casual explorer mode, which is what I'm playing it on. Let's see.
That stupid old man never listens to me.
This doesn't belong in a museum.
Yes, it does. Indiana Jones told me so. I need 20 to buy the next timber pillars, beams, and fences. Fuck, I don't have 20 of those. Yeah, but Gray, make your own version of the guide, dude. Just give it a different title. It doesn't matter. Totally make it. Because here's the thing, Gray. If you make a guide that is like my guide, but has a slightly different title on YouTube, when people finish watching my guide, the YouTube algorithm will recommend your guide to them because it's a similar topic of content that they've watched. So make the guide anyway, Gray, for sure. Don't hesitate. Definitely make the guide anyway. Just give it a different title. I do have lots of No Man's Sky guides, but they're about 2 years old at this point. When Worlds Part 1 came out, I went hard and heavy on No Man's Sky and did a whole bunch of guides. But I haven't played in about a year. I haven't done the last couple expeditions. That's one of the ways that I got all my guides working very well in the beginning. Gray, was I would look at like who else is making guides of the games that I want to play, and then I would make the guides that they were making. I would literally go to their channels and say, what guides are working? Oh, the beginner's guide to this? What did they say in their video? Oh, well, I can make that exact same guide in my own manner, in the way that I say things, but it's the same exact guide, just in a different style, with a different thumbnail and a different title, post it out on YouTube, and then I get referral traffic from their guide to my guide. Astra was not in the game at launch. Astra was in the game when they added Trackers Alliance.
Every mark weakens him.
Where do I sell these? Can be sold to Buccaneers. Are these guys not the Buccaneers? What the fuck are the Buccaneers?
You cross the right. Every token counts.
Show me what you've earned.
Huh. Well, I guess none of those are the Buccaneers. Back to the main base. think I have silver in another one. Sealed for freshness.
Is worth more than gold.
I remember the first time I cut my hair off, I was 22, maybe? And my aunt and uncle shaved my head. They've got videos and photos of it, because I had grown my hair out for years, and it was down to my ass, and I had dyed it black. I had gone through like a goth phase, and then I decided to cut it all off and start over. And they've got this video of me cutting my hair off, and I was doing like Jack Nicholson faces from The Shining and stuff as they were cutting my hair off. It was pretty fun. And we kept that in a bag somewhere, just because it was like, he finally cut his hair. And then I grew it off again, and I grew it from the time I was 22, and I cut it off when I turned 30. And then I grew it again from when I met Chris. I had a shaved head, and then she wanted me to grow my hair out, so I grew my hair out. And then she liked long hair, so she actually liked the man bun thing, so I grew my hair long again for Chris, and then I kept it long until, Jesus, when did I cut my hair off again? I think from the time I was like 32 until I was like 42, 43. When did I cut my hair? I cut my hair in end of 2021? It was before we moved here. I cut the hair off. Maybe it was the end of 2020. If you go back far enough on my channel, you'll find videos of me with hair down to my ass. I've always had a receding hairline, but when it started going thin back in the back, when that started happening was when I'm cutting it off, because I did not want to be the guy. I caught myself one day in the mirror. I had come home from a run, and I had it tied back, and I came home, and I was in the bathroom just like wiping the sweat off or something, and I happened to catch in the mirror behind me, I caught a glimpse of like where it had, because you have it pulled back, and it had slid to the side. The bun had slid to the side, and you could totally see like there was a bald spot like under the pulled back hair, and I was like, oh fuck no, I am not going to be one of those guys who does like a comb over or a pullback to cover up the bald spot. We're just going to embrace the fact that I have aged. But neither one of us likes the shaved head thing. I get dipshits in my chat who are all the time who are like, think that they can poke fun at the receding hairline or the bald spot, and it's like, I've literally reached the point where I just don't care. Like, my wife is the one who cuts my hair. She likes the length that she cuts it. We cut my hair once, maybe twice a year. You should just embrace going bald. Like, just shave it. I was like, I don't want to shave it. Like, she doesn't want to shave it. Neither one of us like the shaved head look. Like, I could rock the I could rock the shaved head look. There are pictures. We've shown it. I can do it. I'm not a big fan of it. I like the whole mad scientist, like, morning hair going everywhere, don't give a shit vibe. I will say one thing though. People have asked me if I'm going to grow the beard out again. I might. I'm waiting because I have to do a passport renewal this year. Because I'm due. It's been 10 years. I think in August or September I'm doing my passport renewal. And I want to make sure that I look reasonably decent for my passport photo. I don't want to be mid-beard growth or anything, because it looks... it's just... I'm not a big fan of when it's like 4 months long. It doesn't look that great. Like, it starts looking good when it's about 6 months long is when it starts to look a little decent. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I do my passport renewal stuff in August, get past the hot season this year, and then I may just... I've got some ideas of how to tie it into content and how to make it a thing for the channel as well. And I'm thinking of just, at the same time, taking everything down to like a number 4. Because I trim this every 6 weeks or so on the number 4. So I'm thinking of taking everything down, even the hair, down to a number 4, and then just letting it all go for like 2 years, and just see how much of a crazy looking hermit wizard look can I achieve within 2 years of just letting everything go and not giving a shit. And then make that some sort of tie it into the content on the channel somehow. Is the bearded dwarven princess making a comeback? Asks my brother. She might. She might make a comeback. But I'm not going to do it till after I do my passport renewal because I don't want to be mid-beard growth. And also, it's a commitment, like, to grow a beard like that. Like, it's a lot of maintenance, and it gets hot here in the summertime, man. It is not fun to rock a fucking year-long beard when it's 115 degrees outside with 75% humidity. Because that shit just becomes a sweat weight, where all your sweat just goes down and collects in the beard, and it just creates this thing that's just heavy and nasty. And we'll see. I'm debating it. All right, what time is it? How far out are we from the Expanse? Hour and a half? I mean, yeah, if you could afford to do the hair transplant thing, I mean, it's totally viable. Lots of people do it these days, and it works. It works, but it is a surgery. It is a few $1,000s on the cheap end. I'm not the type of person who would give a shit enough to do that, though. It's like, why? I think if I worked in the public eye, I might. Like, what's that? John Cena. John Cena went and did it, and has openly talked about it. Like, he's got videos of when he was going bald, and he was like, I don't want to be that guy. So he went and got hair transplants, and they look great. Sylvester Stallone hair transplants, they look fine. Like, you could definitely get good transplants as an elective surgery. And I think if you work in the public eye and you're, I mean, maybe it's worth it. But then I also look at guys like Hugo Weaving has just embraced the widow's peak. Jude Law, the widow's peak. Like, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can totally rock a receding hairline and going bald and still get lots of work as an actor. Wild Wild West says, oh my god, the Astra video was so helpful because I had been just selling them. Oh no, another person who was selling the Astra. Well, I'm glad the video helped. Alright, I need more levels, guys. So, the way you level in this game is you go explore POIs, and I see a bunch of POIs on that island. So we're going to go explore another island and try to get another level or two. Yeah, John Cena seems like a pretty stable individual. I have seen some, I've seen him have some negative reactions with people, but they have usually been when people have pushed him too far in public. But normally he seems like a pretty chill dude. But it's also really nice, like you said, he seems like a non-toxic, masculine dude who's been very open about talking about things like getting a hair transplant, and also speaking Mandarin, like learning, because he was like, it was part of the business. It was a business decision because of where the WWE was going and wanting to help expand the brand into the Chinese market. So he went and learned Mandarin, and I'm like, god damn, like, has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson learned a second language? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is pretty fun, James C. I suppose we could listen to some more sea shanties too.
Yee-ho! Come all you bold young thoughtless men, ho and take by me, and never leave your happy homes to sail the raging sea. For I have plowed the range in Maine this 20 years or more, but now I'm turned adrift to starve upon my native shore. By raging storms and tempests, shipwrecked 3 times I've been, and many a bloody battle upon the seas I've seen. I've seen the cannons glaring.
I've not heard this one
I've
before.
heard its thunderous roar, though now I'm turned adrift to starve upon my native shore. Should hostile fleets their
We're gonna get
venture
attacked.
upon the raging main, true hearts of oak, we British tars will push the sea again, and bravely bring their ships to port as we have done before. So help us now while we're in want of.
There we go. Busted! I'm just gonna run. I don't feel like doing combat right now. Oh, I do want that over there, though. That might be some ship parts. Oh, I swung too much. I swung too much. Sorry, boys. Abandoned ship. Alright, now we need to set up to explore this island. Before we do, I just took another screenshot. I gotta take care of it really quick. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I had not heard that sea shanty before. I like that one. Sailing 2. Okay, time to explore the island. There's like so many things here that we can see. Let's just make the rounds. Starfield After Dark. Restored Empire. Just Google Starfield After Dark. They just got started. I think they've done 5 episodes now. I was on episode 3. Or wait, tonight is episode 5, maybe. Yeah, I think tonight is episode 5. Something like that. But it's called Starfield After Dark. His name's Pedro. He organized the he organized the Starfield conference thing that took place last year at the beginning. Fuck, I don't remember the timelines for everything. There was like an online Starfield conference that took place, and he was the one who organized it. And now he started a new podcast. We've had quite a few. Like Sweet Pea has been on it. I think she's on it again tonight, maybe. I'll probably go back and do another episode at some point. It's just fun to hang out with other Starfield creators from time to time. I love the tagline though. His introduction, whoever he has narrating the introduction, is got a super sexy, sultry voice. It's just something fun to do. Oh, I'm gonna need to make a rope. It's one of those types of dungeons. Well, I'm gonna need to make a workbench. Which means I need wood. I need a piece of rope. Oh, I may want to go make some torches. That is definitely a trap. I'm gonna go back up. I don't want to waste my lantern on that. I can go get a bunch of wood. All questions about content creation and etc. can be found in my YouTube playlist on how to make a living as a content creator and streamer. There are about 20 episodes in that playlist. You can find all sorts of discussions, thoughts, ideas, how to make a living, what do I do, how do I feel, all those types of questions. I'm always going to refer people back to that playlist. I've put a lot of time into making that playlist. Definitely take a look at that playlist. That's what it's there for. So, any questions related to content creation and etc., that's where you go. Short version, when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But you're still going to have to put in a lot of hours, and you got to love what you do. Only boring people get bored, and only lazy people give up on their dreams. So don't be boring and don't be lazy, and you too can achieve success. It's that fucking simple. Oh, I can't place it in the middle of the trap. That's interesting. Well, this one's easy to get to. I don't know what's going to trigger here. Is there a lever I can push or something? What is causing that? Wow. Oh, I think I got him trapped. Come here, you fucker. You little shit. Oh, there's more undead in there. This will be fun. That is a breakable wall. Oh! Not on my sword, not on my sword. Shit, shit. I'm still on my axe. Fuck, I'm running out of torches. There's still one more treasure chest in here. Oh, this will be fun. I did it too soon. Fuck me. Alright, is there a way out of here? Woo! Okay. Oh, you motherfucker. God, I wish this game had mantling. That is going to continue to rub me the wrong way. If you're going to have platforming in your game, you gotta fucking put mantling in. Come on. Like, that's just like 2026 game design. Nope. Anyway, 2026, kids. If you're going to have platforming in your game, you gotta include mantling. Absolute dog shit not to have it. Alright, we've cleared that place. That's 50 XP points. And that allows it to close the door, and I don't care about it closing the door because that was for us on the way out. Alright. Okay, I should be okay here. I need to take a brief AFK. As always, if the internet craps out while I'm AFK, I will be back as soon as possible. We are still about an hour out from the Expanse stream, so stay tuned. I'll be back in a few. I need to give Lucas his medication, but Chris stepped out of the house, and I don't know where the medication is. So as soon as she gets back from the corner store, I gotta go give medicine to my cat. I know where his antibiotics are. I don't know where the anti-inflammatory pills are. They're probably in her purse bag. Double check a couple things here. We are down to the final hour, everybody, before we are going to switch over and play the Expanse of Cyrus Reborn. I have a video coming out on the hour, and then I'll be switching over to play the beta, so stay tuned for that. Alright, let's keep exploring this island. Oh shit, that beginner's guide to Astra is like popping off on YouTube. So is my Baldur's Gate 3 video for my brother. That's funny. That's episode 3 of that series. I don't know if I can show you this. I got her a little ball yesterday that she is like obsessed with. She's scratching right now. Let's see if she... So that ball has become her favorite. Look at that, look at that, look at that! Oh, she just pulled it out again. She has become a big... I should have bought a toy for her a long time ago. She's had a fish. The fish she gets bored with now. And then I bought her a lizard. The lizard she'll have fun with for about 5 minutes, and then she gets bored with the lizard. That ball, she'll go nuts with that thing for like 20 minutes, and then she'll finally get so tired she'll just go pass out. So I should have bought her the ball a long time ago. Oh, she lost it underneath the blanket. Do you like your ball, honey? Hang on, don't lose it behind all the... Yeah, you're gonna lose it behind all this stuff here. There you go. Happy kitty. That's a piece of dirt, honey. Where'd you get that? It's like a tuft of spider web. Where did you find that? Under the bed, probably. Alright. I gotta go find more of the POIs on this island so we can keep getting some XP. Mantling, yes, this game needs mantling in a big way. Also, fuck, I had my lantern running that whole time. I didn't realize it, so I just burned up all of my fuel. Well, I know I have a workbench really quick here. I should be able to refill it. A higher level station is required. Well, fuck you. We're not gonna have any more torch. That sucks. That's the one thing I keep forgetting about the lantern, and I'll go AFK and leave it on, and it burns through all of my animal fat, and then I have to refuel it back at the main base. Yeah, cats are great, and she is a cutie. A little spicy sometimes, but I gotta say that ball was like the greatest dollar purchase that I've made for her. Because I usually have ignored balls in the past because they get lost really easily. We'll press on with the expedition. If Columbus was right and the local priestess could help against Jones, I'll find her even if I take her out of hell. Your death will not be in vain. Suddenly your vision clears, the ghost is gone. You hastily write down the words before they fade from memory. Esteban Vargas, a loyal friend and master navigator. That gave me a new quest. Oh, Chris just came home. We actually don't know how old she is. We're assuming like 4 or 5 years old. Perhaps younger, but we're assuming we're assuming she's as old as our other cats. Chris just got home. I'm gonna need to go ask about where the medicine is for Lucas. I don't know where. No, we've had her for she has been in our house for 2.5 years. And when she showed up, she had already had a litter of kittens because she was on death's door but had been nursing, but no longer had live kittens. So she's at least 3 years old. Because cats usually, even if they are street cats and get bred right away, they'll be 6 months old. To get pregnant, 4 to 6 months, and then they got to carry it to term. So she could have been as young as 6 to 8 months when she showed up on our doorstep, plus the 2.5 years we've had her. So she's got to be at least 3 years old. But I would say between, she's probably around 4, like the rest of our cats. She could be older, but I don't know. She is a spicy little girl. Alright, Chris just got home, guys. I do need to step out and find out where my medicine is for Lucas, because I got to give him a pill. Hopefully I won't get attacked here. I might. There's definitely something I'm supposed to see here. Or dig up or something, and I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a treasure underneath here? It won't let me necessarily dig around here. Oh! There was definitely something down here. The old skeleton. Oh. When in doubt, dig a hole. Alright, I'm going to need to take another slight AFK, guys, because I got to go find out about my, got to find out where pills are for Lucas. Hang on, she did not get a vet note, so I have to look these pills up to figure out how much I'm supposed to... I know how much to give him, I don't know how often to give him. Do not jump on me. Do not jump on me, Blanca. I don't know where your little ball went. This is tramadol, and so this is... Our cats, yeah, but they're indoor cats, plus we have an outdoor catio. They don't roam anymore. They did roam for a long time, but we lost one to the street. And so we built a catio. After that we stopped letting them roam because we lost one to traffic. And this little monster that I've got in my room was a rescue cat that showed up on our door. Una tableta por cada 10 kilos. Cada 24 horas. So es medio tableta por 24 horas. Do not steal my... Sweetheart, you are not supposed to be up here. What are you doing? I'm afraid that if I leave the room right now, you're going to jump on my desk and do naughty things. Get down. No. Here's the lizard. Go get the lizard. I don't know where her ball went. She just jumped up on the desk trying to get to her lizard, so I just tossed her lizard down to her. So now she's playing with her lizard. Caninos, gatitos, medio tableta cada 24 horas. Alright, I'll be back. I gotta go give it a cat pill. Alright. Had to play musical cats and bring Lucas in here so that he is, because I just had to give him a pill. It's an anti-inflammatory. It can make them euphoric and a little drugged out, so I don't want him outside getting all freaked out about stuff. So he is, I had to put Blanca out and bring him in. So I was playing musical cats, I had to cut a pill in half, give him a pill. Yeah. Welcome to the madhouse that is our homestead, because we have lots of animals, and sometimes we have to do shit like that. Why don't you just play the game, bro? Yeah, because I have a real life. Our animals kill, we don't really have mice around here, but they do, we get lots of iguanas and lizards, and they kill lots of lizards on a daily basis, pretty much. Well, technically they are working cats, but they definitely freeload also. Ha! $35 out from the beta for the Expanse. Where's my controller? Oh no, I'm stuck in a hole. Down in a hole. Alright, we have one more POI over here. Bacon. Oh, is that a mining node? Oh, we're definitely putting a that's not the one I'm looking at. I'm gonna go farther south. There are 2 treasure chests in this location, which we have to find. There's one right there. There's one right there. Alright, we're gonna have to try to figure out the jump stuff to get in here. Oh, never mind. There's a dilapidated wall. It's my first ring. Oh, where's the other one at? I thought that was it. Apparently it was not. Drop the rocks, drop the wood, drop the bandages. Huh. God, the target locking in this game needs some work. I do not know where this other chest is at. Oh, there it is. Alright, one more PoE, which is way down there. I mean, honestly, it might be better just to sail the boat down there. Ooh, nanners. I don't have any inventory slots. We're gonna go place a... I need 50 wood. So let me drop something here. Yeah, let's drop the palm seeds. Let's cut down some trees. I need 20 wood. Alright, that's all the wood I need. Let us build. Fast travel. Wait, I thought I had a bell on me. Apparently I do not have a bell on me. God damn it. Alright, well. Not on my sword. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I thought I had a bell on me. Apparently I do not. Oh, god damn it. Now what do I do? Where did I... How do I... I could have sworn I had another bell on me. Apparently I do not.
Ship's under your hand, Captain.
You definitely have to be on your ship to fast travel. Hate to break that one to you. You definitely have to be on your ship to fast travel. Yeah, we've been over that multiple times. But I am aware that you can call your ship from anywhere. I'm aware of that. But you have to be on the ship to fast travel. fast travel points won't allow you to use them unless you are on the ship at the wheel, or if you are using a fast travel bell or campfire. Otherwise, you can't fast travel. Oh, I'm aware of the inventory too. What I was trying to do is, I thought I had a bell on me to build a fast travel waypoint here because we have a mining node in this island and I wanted to drop a fast travel point so I can come back later for mining. I did not have a bell. I'm not worried about offloading inventory at the moment onto the ship. What I was wanting to do was build a bell, fast travel back to my storage chests, drop everything into the storage chest, come back and mine. But I didn't have the fast travel bell like I thought I did to build the fast travel thing. I guess I used it earlier when I dropped a bell on the other island, which also had money. So it's all good. But I am well aware. Thank you. Yeah, the small boat is really slow, Jaeger. This looks like a proper something. Yeah, it did a great job with this early access. Oh, I should probably not hang out in the water. I will probably drown. Who sent me an email? Oh, yet another person trying to get me to play their game for free. No thanks. If you don't have a budget, I'm not interested. Yeah, by the way, this game is awesome for co-op. I mean, they've got a great game out of the box, so if I was going to be playing it for more than 7 or 8 days, I would definitely be happy to do... Ooh, these are level 5. Happy to do a server. Oh, it says there's unlock old chests and loot them. Ooh, this will be a pretty big... Of course, I'm here during the nighttime. How did I miss? Oh, I just got a shitload of decorations. Hello. Iron rod chest. Pirate chest. Old chest. Fuck yeah. Housing items for the win. Oh. I can't place it underneath there, can I? Where's the other camera option here? I thought there was another camera angle, and I can't remember how to get to it now. Ah, there it is. Somehow I had toggled over by accident. Oh, I didn't get a key off of that guy. Wait, did I not get a key, or is my inventory full and that's why I didn't get a key? Or I missed the key because it's right there. Oh, yeah, guineas. That's huge. I'm going to be buying some more recipes. Alright, we've explored there, here. That's 2 chests out of the 5 that apparently exist in this location. Jesus, that's a lot! Get out, get out, get out! Jesus, oh my god. No, no, go! Fuck me, that's not good. Oh, I got some boots. Some booty boots. That's 3 of 5 chests. Nothing over there. I don't think so. Key. A cutlass. Oh, does that perform like the rapier, I wonder? Wait, somebody's attacking me. Play around with the cutlass. Okay, we are missing a chest somewhere around here. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm out of bullets and gunpowder. Oh, just take it. Take it. You'll be fine. Alright, we have cleared that place of all of its goodies, and we got another recipe for military wall decor. Alright. We have cleared this entire island and got some more XP. Not enough to level up, unfortunately, but we have cleared the entire island, which is the most important thing.
Captain at the helm!
Back we go to the main base. It's a collection. Now the question I have, does this perform like a rapier? Yes, it does. Oh, that's beatific. Beautiful. I now have an upgrade for that. Perfect. That's the cutlass, baby. What's up, Vanessa? Oh, I forgot about the boots. In one of these chests. There it is. I'm gonna grab those. Because I might have enough to go buy another set of crafting recipes. There were 20 of the gold coins. I do have 20. What do these boots look like? Oh yeah, much better looking boots. I need more hides though. Oh, I need to refill my lantern. Flagship. Deposit all. Thank you very much. Alright. There we go. I am stashed. I am leveled. I have explored another island. We are good to go. And here's where we're at, folks. We are 10 minutes away from the Expanse beta going live. So I'm going to wrap up this stream, take a quick break. In about 10 minutes exactly on my YouTube channel, my first impressions, early thoughts of the Expanse Osiris Reborn beta is going to go live on YouTube, and then a few minutes after that we are going to be live streaming the Expanse Osiris Reborn beta courtesy of a key from Owlcat Games. So thanks to them for sending me a key. I'm looking forward to doing this. We are doing something different today. We're rolling straight into a second stream, which I don't often do, but I do need to take a quick break for my eyes and everything else, and then we'll be back and going straight into another one. So video will be out in about 10 minutes. I will be live again in 15 to 20 shortly after that. So stick around on Twitch, Kick, TikTok. YouTube will be a different link, but most importantly, get over to YouTube because the first impressions video will be going live in about 10 minutes. And then we'll see everybody in the next stream.